Whether you get your seafood from a top-class restaurant, fresh food market, retail outlet or local fish and chip shop, chances are you're eating produce caught, handled and distributed by McLaughlin Consolidated Fishermen. Founded as RF McLaughlin Pty Ltd by Ron McLaughlin in the early 1960s, an intergenerational passion for seafood has seen the company grow over the decades under the leadership of son, Malcolm, to become one of the largest and most trusted seafood wholesalers and exporters in Australia.
An absolute passion for fish. I love fish, and whenever I go, even if I go on holidays, my wife has a go at me because I always go and look at the fish everywhere. Can't help myself.
Today, McLaughlin's is under the helm of Malcolm's son, Andrew, alongside son-in-law Nathan White, who oversees the day-to-day operations.
Well, I started in 1960. Started with a part-time school job, working on the fish market floor in the old market in Footscray. Yeah, so my first experience in seafood or wholesaling seafood, or I guess it was retailing really, was my dad used to bring a few boxes of fish home or some fillets home, and I used to ride around with a little wagon on the back of my bike and go around and sell fish to the neighbours. It didn't last too long. I got a little bit big, so the local fishmonger got a bit stroppy, and he actually started paying me not to do it.
My job at McLaughlin's is to oversee all of the operations of the business, so from supply right through to the fish getting sold on the floor.
In 1990, the company forged a partnership with Consol Fish, a group of independent fishermen and cooperatives, to become McLaughlin Consolidated Fishermen Ltd.
We share a partnership with a large group of fishermen and ex-fishermen and people who wanted to invest in our company called Consol Fish, and they've been a fantastic support to us over the years. They've helped ensure the supply of fish coming through our marketplace and coming through the company. They also offer a hell of a lot in terms of advice and changes when they're happening in the water. They share positions on our board, and we certainly value their input.
Corporate Alliance has been selling their fish to McLaughlin's for about 30 years, so we always get a good price and very easy to talk to and deal with.
With the closure of the Footscray Fish Market in 2011, the business helped establish, then moved into, the new Melbourne Seafood Centre in West Melbourne, along with 11 other fish wholesalers. With an unwavering commitment to integrity, service and quality, fairness in every deal characterises the McLaughlin way of doing business.
What are we known for? We're known for honesty, integrity, doing a fair deal and being straight down the line. Well, our reputation really has been built over the years through trust.
I think what sets McLaughlin's apart from other fishmongers is that we have good supply, it's regular, we've got good fish, we have good interaction with our suppliers so that if there are any difficulties we can improve on them, and we also have a good relationship with our customers. So if you put everything together, it's a good package.
Our family's been doing business with the McLaughlin family for over 50 years. I've been going to the market 54 years, my father was that 60 years before me, so, and my grandfather before him too, so 3 generations. McLaughlin's have been in the business a long time and high quality fish wholesalers. So very honest and trustworthy people, that's why I do business with them.
The advantage of modern-day onboard refrigeration, transportation networks and thriving early morning markets means Australians are able to access the freshest seafood in the world.
We look after the fish. First of all, it's not very long on deck, about half an hour at the most, and then we get it down and put ice on it pretty quick, and we only eat it for a couple of days at a time so it gets back to shore very fast and down to market really quick.
I'm the vessel manager, operations manager. I do all the logistics from the fish going from the vessel onto transport down to McLaughlin's for sales of the fish.
The cold chain's really important. It maintains the freshness and the longevity of the fish and keeps the product in as good a nick as we can keep it for the consumer. There's product that was only caught 6-8 hours prior to.
The business has a deep understanding of the needs of its customers and is renowned for sourcing the most diverse array of fresh farmed and wild catch seafood locally and from around the world daily. It also supplies a broad range of frozen products.
The range and the diversity is incredible. Because we're so multicultural, Australia now, all those cultures, they demand something different, and it's quite incredible the amount of variety we sell, both in fresh and frozen product.
Customers love to be able to come here and just get good fish at a fair price.
We know what they want, we're in constant contact with them, and we're always exploring new markets.
We're second generation fishmongers at South Male Market. We've been dealing with McLaughlin Seafood's quality's fantastic, their diversity, and we've created a really good relationship.
I've been in business with McLaughlin 18 years. I buy fish from McLaughlin, very fresh, very good and good quality.
The company cares deeply about its staff, many of whom have been with the business for over 20 years.
We look for people that enjoy the industry, people that we think have got a bit of character, and also people that we can trust. We let them be who they want to be in the market. Customers enjoy the interaction with them, and they do a better job of selling the product. Certainly Harry, Maiko, Ming, they've all got their different personalities and they shine through in the market.
We hold on to staff, they don't leave once they come. Just a happy family, I guess.
The company has been at the forefront of innovation in the industry, driving many changes in the handling of seafood.
The innovations over the years are quite incredible. From once upon a time there was no ice. Ice wasn't used with fish. Now there's ice on everything.
I think one of the big things initially that McLaughlin's brought in was skinned and blown flathead. That was a big thing. Malcolm started off that process of how to cut flathead, and that really has changed the sales of that species.
With sustainability a high priority, McLaughlin Consolidated Fishermen adopts practices and promotes techniques which help maintain the integrity of the marine environment.
Sustainability is at the foremost of our thinking. It's particularly important that we take the sustainability of any given fishery into account and make sure that we're behaving in a way and consuming in a way that's going to encourage the fishery to be around forever.
One of the most significant changes the business has adapted to over the years is Australia's evolving population demographics and cultural food preferences. In particular, the influence of Asian cultures has seen the company respond by sourcing different types of seafood for an ever-changing market.
The range of product that we sell is quite enormous. As each wave of migrants have come to the country, they brought with them particular tastes. Once upon a time, calamari was only ever used as bait, and the Greeks, Italians, and the wave of Europeans that came, in the 50s and 60s, now have made that quite a product in demand. The Asian population have certainly brought an enormous array of. They use a lot more variety than what we ever used to.
Yes, I've learnt a little bit of Vietnamese, and it's basically fish market talk.
To ensure it remains responsive to changing customer needs, community expectations and government legislation, McLaughlin Consolidated Fishermen continues to improve its practices, technologies and product development by keeping abreast of industry trends around the world.
In regard to best practice, and you've really got to be having a look at what's happening around the world and all the different methods that are used in fishing and storage. Personally, I adore Japan. The fish markets are so important to their towns and cities that I love to just go over there and suck up the culture. It's fantastic.
With a lifelong passion for seafood and a love of what they do, the future is bright for McLaughlin Consolidated Fishermen and our nation's seafood obsession for generations to come.
I think the future for our brand is looking good. People will always want fresh fish, people will always want quality, and people will always want a fair and a good deal. We'll move into the future. We've always been at the forefront of changes, so any change which needs to be made, I'm sure the boys can do it. Looking forward into the future, I really, look, it's exciting. It's a really dynamic business. It's a really dynamic industry. Things change all the time. We have to be like chameleons. And I really think there's a bright future in the industry. I really look forward to, future generations being involved.